I'm back. Still trying to kill Melania. Haven't managed it quite yet. But I do have an idea of how I might get it to work. Firstly, I'm going to need to go away and... Well, firstly, I'm going to need to get rid of that. And this. And that's it. Okay. Next thing, though. I need two more things. One specific type of rune and a particular wet blade. So, wet blade first. Ah, this way. Good. So, the black wet blade, which is around here, I believe. Oh, wrong way. Mimic tear. This thing will allow me to level up. Wait, hang on. Do I have any stone sword keys? No. Well, never mind. I didn't really want the mimic tear anyway. This thing will allow me to infuse my scythes with bleed. Now, I wasn't originally planning to do that, but bear with me, because I think I've got an idea for how to basically just increase my damage versus Melania. Now, I'm not saying that I can out-damage Melania entirely, but I've started getting pretty good at dealing with her waterfowl dance bullshit. Assuming, of course, I can consistently deal... Well, it doesn't have to be consistent, I only need to win once. But assuming I can deal with waterfowl dance, and I don't summon anything to give her extra healing, I should, let's just say should, be able to prevent her from getting too much health back. And with bleed, I'd be dealing extra percent health damage, and frankly I don't see any way of dealing much more damage than I'm currently doing. I will also, begrudgingly, be taking a decent chunk of my strength and maybe even a bit of my stamina and health away and slotting it into my arcane skill. Well, once I've got that, I'll have probably a good enough build to, basically if I hit her with one of these jumping two-handed attacks, it should be enough to to bleed her, I'd say up to 70%, which means one more R1 from that would probably be enough to just tip her over the edge and bleed her. Which should hypothetically deal roughly 10% of her max health on top of the damage I've already dealt, which is going to be less, all things considered, but it's going to be an amount. Not a huge amount, but an amount. And now I'm remembering another problem, which is that I have no fucking clue where to get any larval tears. Do I have any? Some butterflies. Nothing in there. Ah, yes, I have 3 of them. Good. Wonderful. Well, I'm gonna leave here because I don't have anything else to do here now. Head back to Renala. Sit my ass down here and make my Ashes of War. Oh, hang on, what's a cult do? I've forgotten that. What does a cult do? I've completely forgotten. But I think it increases my damage versus gods. Then again, it would also drastically decrease my damage in general, so never mind. Right, so that's 101 blood loss per hit. That basically almost doubles the amount of blood loss I deal with every jumping attack. Now I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna see how that works first. After that, I'll see about giving myself more arcane stat. It's not perfect, but it's functional. Oh shit, I'm wearing light armor. I'd forgotten to change. Oh, fucking hell. What? There we go. Okay. Fucking hellfire. I was sure I'd escaped that one. I wasn't far enough away. Bollocks. Still, that's not bad. It's not as much bleed as I'd hoped for. Maybe I actually should increase my arcane stat a bit more. Level up the amount of bleed I deal. Seeing it even scales off bleed as it possibly does. Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, fuck you! Yes, I know who you fucking are. We're aware. Anyway, I should be able to deal with this. I should be able to. Oh, for fuck's sake. No! I'm fucked. And didn't have enough space to outrun that one, or enough stamina. You need a full stamina gauge to dodge that thing. Heck, that's just to dodge the first attack. If I dodge the first bit, I can dodge through the second, and take maybe 1 or 2 hits on the third. That's it. It's all about dodging the first one. If I get hit by the first one, I'm fucked. It was me thinking I'd seen most of her attacks by now. That's a new one. That one was not new. I've seen that one so many fucking times, and there we go, I'm dead. I mean, I'm not even certain I'm dealing more. I'm getting any closer. She's just fast. Hard to hit with my attacks, and even harder to dodge. It's manageable, hypothetically, but if you fuck up once, you're basically screwed. Every time she damages me, I basically restore health to her. Which is annoying as hell. There we are, not dead. Yep, now I'm dead. there's something. There is a way to beat her. I mean, obviously I could go and grind a tanky spirit summon and just trade aggro. Ideally, I'd get the second, what's it called? The Omen Killer. I'd get Omen Killer Rolo. And once I had Omen Killer Rolo, which, by the way, I can't even summon yet, because I don't even have that much mana. Yep, there we are. Fuck! Well, I dove into it, but I dodged it. And she's not even slightly less scary because all of her attacks are ridiculously effective and I'm dead. Arrgh! If I summon allies to break up aggro, she gets free health. Because allies can't dodge. If I don't summon allies, I take all of her aggro all of the time, and I can't dodge all her attacks. And heal and deal damage all in one go. Let's try this with allies again. Maybe it'll work better this time. Well, that is working a lot better actually, and now she's going to pull the waterfowl, so let's let that happen. Yep, there goes all of the damage we had dealt to her, pretty much, and one of my summons. If she pulls it again, we're fucked. And that's just an end of it, really. But at least for now, that's worked. Okay. Now we're on to problem number 2, which is to say her second phase, during which she is equally hard to kill, even harder to dodge, and has an even more bullshit waterfowl dance. And I believe more poise, which was the one thing we had going for us in the first fucking phase. Was that we could at least stagger her. All my allies have now died. My attacks barely tickle her. With those bullshit After Effect tornadoes, she actually now has better defense. Not that she needed defense when she can slaughter me with every attack. But there's Waterfowl Dance, I'm dead. The knights are not tanky enough. I need a second fucking summon in this fight. The knights aren't tanky enough. That's the problem. That's the current weakness with this build. Assuming, of course, I'm wrong. I'm not wrong, and I wouldn't be dealing a lot more damage if I built a cult instead. And let's try that one. 2 occult grave scythes. I deal extra damage with my jumping attacks. Might as well put on the fucking feather cape too. Let's see how this one works. Occult damage versus her. Let's see if I can deal more. I'm dealing less bleed build-up, which is nice. As though I needed to have less of an ability to damage her. No. No. At least before, when I was running strength, I could at least damage her with my jumping attacks. So hard to dodge. She dodges round my attacks while I'm using them. If anything, I think she's taking less damage from my attacks. Well, that's probably because I don't have the right scaling stat. No, I'm barely doing any damage to her at all. Yeah, and there goes all the damage I dealt. And yeah, I'm dead. Good. Okay. Do I have anything? Okay, right, that's one church there. Flask, my Crimson Tier Flask is only at +4, which means I must be missing a church or 3. Up here, maybe? Is this a church? I don't know. I have no idea. This is the Zamori Ruins, which was up here. And this was the Catacombs. Up here, maybe, is a church. What else is there? Where have I not been? I think I've done the Church of Pilgrimage one. 4th Church of Marika I've also done, I believe. Where were the other ones? This is Cathedral of Dragon Communion, so probably not there. I've just got to do a tour of the churches and hope I've somehow missed the thing, because I'm also low on health despite having a lot of it, because I just don't take that much, deal that much health damage. I'm also not convinced that I shouldn't be maybe switching out for something like poison or nah. I mean, with this one, Black Flame Tornado wouldn't do me any good at all. Loretta's Slash would do me no good. Ground Slam might break her poise, but it's barely effective. Bloodhound Step helps me dodge her Waterfowl Dance to a degree. a very, very depressingly small degree. What do I need? What can work? Moving into the blood loss specialty hasn't been working, obviously. I can't really expect that to work well for me. As far as I'm aware, she's immune to poison. I mean, she might not be, but I once hit her with... I had poison grease on my great stars and hit her with it about 14 times. I mean, maybe that wasn't... And I had poison throwing knives. That didn't poison her, so I'm pretty sure she's immune to poison. Which is a pain. But it's at least understandable. Which means that all I can deal, really, is bleed and frostbite. The other times I've beaten her, I've done it with either Omen Killer Rolo and the Great... Okay, I've beaten her twice now. First time I did it, I was running 3 stars, the Dung Eater's Armor, Great Stars, I mean. The Great Stars, the Dung Eater's Armor, Frostbite Crease, and Wild Strike's Ash of War. I basically just get in her face and work with Rolo to just, well, hope, basically. I would hope. I'd get her against a wall between me and Rolo, if I could, and we'd smash her as hard as we could with his, you know, big, what are they, machetes? My Great Stars attacks and his machetes. Proc bleed, frostbite, his fire breath, if he ever used it, would cancel the frostbite, but he used it so little I always had time to proc it. That was for our first phase. For our second phase, I've only beaten it once. That's the annoying thing about Melania, is that even if you get a good strategy for beating her first phase, it's harder to actually plan around her second phase because, frankly, I think I've only seen it about 10 times. I've seen her first phase about 100. Her second phase, much less. Heck, it's got to be over 100 now. And yeah, I've seen her second phase a handful of times compared to that. Which is not hugely effective. But, good news, I found another healing thing. Okay, and down here, let's head up to the church. See if that, whatever it is, Church of Pilgrimage. See if there's anything for me there. I mean, this build is good against Loretta. But putting Loretta as the second to last boss before Melania was a bit like making the transition from Godfrey to Godric, isn't it? He's Godfrey, the second one, right? Hang on. Wait, where am I? Oh, here. Right, so that's I've got that one. So I found the one to level up my health regen. That's another thing I'm missing, health regen. So that was my first time. First time I beat her, I used a combination of Omen Killer Rolo to increase my damage, and to proc more bleed, and to reset Frostbite. And I used Frostbite, Bleed, and the Wild Strike Sash of War would basically... It attacked so much faster, especially in close quarters, than you can, and used very little stamina. If I could get... I would wait for her to come to me in the opening area, you know, that little smaller area beforehand. I would let her walk up to me, then summon Rolo, try to get her shoved against a door frame, or, well, not door frame, fog wall, I guess, and try to stun lock her in that. It was an imperfect solution, but it worked once or twice. Well, it worked pretty consistently for her first phase. For the second one, Rolo was actually very effective there too, because again, well, she didn't have an enormous amount of poise, even in her second phase. Rolo dealt a lot of damage, especially with his shockwaves, so we could effectively knock her back, knock her off us when she attacked us. I'd just play around Rolo, and the second time I used that knight, Oleg. I used Oleg for... what was it? Yeah, I used him basically as a tank. He took a lot of damage. He also dealt poise damage to her in her first phase. And I had Faith that time. I was using Faith build, so I was using... I was using the Blackfire Ash of War, Black Fire Bomb, which I would use pretty much. I'd let her aggro onto Oleg, use that to take a good chunk of her health because it's dealt percent max health damage, and then knock her back with what? Oh, I also had the Halo Scythe. Yeah, I basically used my Halo Scythe and Black Fireballs, and what was it called? Blasphemous Blade. I was sort of like a battle mage. I used Fireball, Ash, Halo Scythe rings, Rings of Light, that's what they're called, and the Magma thing from Blasphemous Blade, whatever you call that. Deal as much damage as I could that way. Blasphemous Blade and Black Flame was one way, and Oleg to tank for it. Bleed and Frostbite for my second. This time though, I don't have enough real oomph from Bleed or Frostbite to rely on it. I also don't have enough raw damage. But my jumping two-handed attacks deal so much damage it's ridiculous, unless you're fighting Melania, at which point they don't. Not to mention they're hard to land because she's very good at dodging anyone dumb enough to attack her head on. I can occasionally get a good L1 combo going on her, but even that has its limits. So what is it? I've relied on raw damage and trading all game. That's been the game plan. Out-damage the enemy, hit them very hard, use Bloodhound's Step to reposition myself, but her dodges are more effective than Bloodhound's Step. Her damage is better than mine. Her health regen is... well, it makes trading irrelevant. I basically have come up against an enemy that none of my build works against. My scythes, effective as they are, don't work against her because I just can't deal that much damage. I mean, I'm maxed out in the amount of damage I can do. I mean, I suppose I could technically take away or grind, but enough to get what, 60 in strength? How much would that be total, I guess? Well, I've got this currently equipped, so let's remove that. It'll be 44, so it'll be 16 levels for strength. What am I doing here? I wasn't even paying attention, and now I'm here. I don't even care about being here. Right. Again, I'm trying to work this out, right? So it would be 16 levels for strength. To get to 60, which I believe is the hard cap. 14 for endurance, which will give me a lot more stamina. And 9, so 16, 14, 30 plus 9, 39. I would need 13, well actually I could reallocate this and take away from my faith stats, but 39, I say, I think it was 4, I put 4 levels into faith. Maybe I could take 3 off dex as well. So that'll be 7, but still it would be 32 more levels. Until I was maxed out in strength, stamina, and, well, not maxed out, but up to the hard cap of 60 in strength, stamina, and health. And even then, it's not a lot. Even if I hit 60 in strength and stamina and health, I still can't trade with her, and I still wouldn't be able to deal that much damage. So what do I need? A new weapon, maybe? The sides aren't hugely effective against her. This build has carried me through the entire game, but no, I don't have range, and I don't have the same. Because the other main thing about my first victory against her, other than it just being very lucky and me trying a lot of times, was it was consistent. I mean, I'd use pretty much nothing but wild strikes to fight my way through the entire game. I was building strength, but not even that much strength, to be honest. I was mostly entirely in health, faith, health, strength, and focus, so stamina, I mean. Health, stamina, and focus, a bit of, so that I could keep using wild strikes as much as possible. I knew when to press R2 to deal that quick 3-hit combo of hit, 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 with a good amount of poise damage as well. With this way though, my main strategy has been jumping at enemies and then dodging away, taking advantage of the fact that Bloodhound's Step is very useful for mobility. Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't care, you dumb dogs. So, Bloodhound's Step is a no-go, really, with Melania. She's so fast, not to mention the way it displaces me around her as she's moving. I often end up right next to where she is. Whereas dodge rolls honestly, if I fuck up with a dodge roll and end up rolling towards her, I'm still potentially out of sword reach. I have a moment to reposition, whereas Bloodhound Step, I don't. So Bloodhound Step is a no-go, really. I don't have the... Well, it's not that it's ineffective. It's been good for, especially good for dodging Waterfowl Dance. But I just don't have the mobility for it. Mobility has been the way I've been avoiding damage for the most part this game. I avoid damage by hitting them and then getting out of the way with a few quick Bloodhound steps to heal. And then go back in for another full-on attack combo using my insane damage and hopefully proccing bleed a few times. But that's not going to work anymore, is it? I don't have damage, at least not enough at this point. I certainly don't have health. Well, I have health, but not enough to take that many hits from Melania. My strategy of out-muscling my opponents, well, it worked up until a point, and that point is at the roots of the Haligtree. You can't out-muscle Melania, you certainly can't out-trade her. So what's the strategy? How do I get this to work? What is the way? How do you fight someone that you can't... Okay, what are the main problems? I can't hit her because my main source of damage is my jumping two-handed attack, and Melania has 4 times as much mobility than any other boss. She can dodge it really easily. She's also a way smaller target. My build that was ideal for taking on big targets because they get hit multiple times with the jumping two-handed attack, she barely takes a glancing blow off it half the time, because I need to hit her right in that spot in the middle. Now if I'm aiming down with the joystick, possibly I could hit her, but it limits my range. If I'm facing forwards, I basically have to get a headshot with 2 scythes simultaneously. It's okay for Margit, it's okay for Godric, it's okay for Godfrey, it's okay for the Fire Giant. But for this bitch, no way. She is way too small to hit one tiny hit. It's like trying to swat a fly with a straw. It won't work. So, in addition to trying to hit a fly with a straw, I also have another problem. Hang on. And that problem is Waterfowl Dance. It's dodgeable with this ability. Bloodhound Step is very good for that. I've dodged it consistently now, a few times. Shut up, Gideon. Nobody cares. Come on, show me your spells. Oops. Oof, that was a lot of damage. Wait, you're going for melee? You know you can't do that, right? You're you. Fuck, no! Don't want to take damage. Nearly got him. Come on. There we are. Anyway, but I am not a man, so fuck you. Anyway. What else is there? What can I do? Jumping attacks don't have a good hitbox. There's one specific point, one intersection, where they deal their maximum amount of damage. Perfectly good if you're taking on, say, something the size of Sri Lanka. Taking on something... I mean, what is Melania? 8 feet tall? That's nothing by Elden Ring standards. She's tiny. Yeah. Which means this tiny hitbox is just that, a tiny hitbox. You're trying to hit a very small opponent, so I need a more consistent way to hit her. It's not going to be with a jumping attack. Actually, it could be with a jumping attack. No, that's still not very effective. One-handing the scythe is, I mean, potentially useful. It would limit my damage, though, by an enormous amount. I mean, yeah, really lower my damage output. Yeah. Oh, fucking, I was out of that. Well, clearly he disagrees, but whatever. Oh, fuck, did I forget to rest? I haven't healed that many times, so yeah, I reckon I forgot to rest, which is very dumb on my part. I'm assuming there's some sort of follow-up to that? Oh no, never mind. Anyway, yeah, Godfrey here is... Yeah, okay, I probably should have tried to, actually heal before fighting him. Going in with full health. Next time I shall. This time I shall. I'll also give myself bleed. I don't want to use my spirit summons yet. I'm not convinced I need them quite yet, you know? If I end up losing to him a couple more times, that's fine, I'll summon the spirits, but for the most part now, I don't think they're necessary. I do wish he would be a bit more aggressive though. Because my grease is wearing off. There you go. Bleed is done. Oh, fuckity hell. Yeah. I probably could have finished that one if I hadn't been so dumb and stood around waiting for him to finish his attack. But whatever, it's just Godfrey. Anyway, oh, Horaloom, I suppose I should call him by his preferred name. But whatever. Point being, this one is just a fight. Melania is still the problem, so what do I do versus her? I've beaten her before. I have used range, faith, percent max health damage, and tanky summons. If I don't use tanky summons, I just give her back too much health. Really? Wow, he deals a lot of damage. And I'm still making the same dumbass mistakes. I should really start paying some actual attention to this fucker. Fucking hell. Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot of damage. Okay, well done you. No, I'm still not gonna summon anything. Can't be bothered. This guy's actually pretty fun to fight. Oh, fuck, I'm using the wrong stuff as well. That one will increase my damage. This one will increase my health. Not health, resistance, whatever. Tell you what, since I've already increasing my damage, I should probably mitigate his a bit too. Plus I do think this hat and armor looks pretty dope, all things considered. Right, so let's see. For fuck's sake. Can I stop doing the same dumb bullshit? Yes or no? Apparently not, I don't think. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh, that's unpleasant. Yeah, that was an unblockable combo. Great, how fucking fun. Hits you with the first bit of that, you're on the floor, and you can't get up again until he's finished it, which means you're dead. Oh well. I mean, this guy's good practice for Melania, I guess. He's just... If Melania were this size, she'd be manageable. Because I'd be able to hit her with my attacks. In Elden Ring, doing it consciously or unconsciously, everyone's going to be building based on gigantic enemies like this. I mean, Godfrey here, he's one of the smaller ones. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, come on! Oh, fuck. Yeah, there goes his anime move. I say his anime move. I don't think this guy has anything but anime moves. I mean, basically, the concept of this game is Game of Thrones, but let's make it an anime and make all the gods actually real. Yeah, we get it, whatever. Good, whatever. Horalu is a fun fight, whatever, but still, I've still got Melania to deal with. Just increase my strength, that's... I mean, it's 16, 32 extra damage per main hit I deal on her main body. It's not enough. It will not be enough in any way, shape or form, but it's a decent amount. I'll get myself another 2 levels from this place at least. I might as well. What else is there? Come on, there's got to be some other method I'm not thinking of. Other than just giving myself more health, more healing, more stamina, and more damage. I mean, I suppose that does work. I've gotten decently close to beating her a couple of times. I could also possibly use a much better summon. But I don't want to use one I've already used against her. eliminates Oleg and Rolo, who are two of the best tank summons in the game. I mean, I've never beaten her with Mimic Tear, but... is Mimic Tear going to be enough? It would only have my build, and it wouldn't do the jumping two-handed attacks. Because it's, you know, AI not AI. Yeah, basically, because it's yeah, I'm not thinking AI. What's the word? Whatever the fucking word is, I don't care. It deals damage. No, it thinks badly. As do I, clearly. Does not like I've been talking to nobody for the past hour. But yeah, consecutive attacks have also been a big part of this, and trying to get consecutive attacks off on Melania are another problem entirely. This thing builds up exponentially the more damage you deal, but it doesn't really work if you have to wait a certain period of time for Melania to finish her waterfowl dance, or having spent a few seconds, well, a solid 20 seconds trying to escape long enough to heal up. Mimic Tear is definitely a possibility for a summon, but it wouldn't be very tanky. I suppose if I equipped it with a Great Shield and nothing else, but then it would have no damage, all damage would come from me. And then quickly swap to my sides, or ideally make that thing over encumbered, but then it would swap to its sides. Or worse, try to fight with a fucking shield. Now for it, what would I do? It would be a tank, so that would be one effective thing. It would have a lot of health. Oh! Maybe a bloody plus 25 a plus 25 bloody Great Stars. Although that does seem a bit redundant. It would stack bleed, and the Mimic Tear would regain health with every attack. Adding Lion's Claw as the Ash of War. Oh, piss off, you cartwheeling tits. You just up-chucked at me? Really? That's your combat strategy? Spew. Whatever. I'm basically just grinding now, hopefully, and hoping that it's gonna work. And I'm still trying to think of a way this can work in my favour, because even with 60 in all of my stats, I don't believe I'm going to have enough damage or health to be a proper threat to this, to Melania. Hand of Mikola, Blade of Mikola, whatever the fuck she's called. I mean, the only surefire way the only person I've ever heard of who has an easy time with Melania is Let Me Solo Her. Everyone's heard of him, or her, I don't know who it actually is. But whoever Let Me Solo Her is, the fucker has actually dealt with Melania hundreds and hundreds of times, but I think it's a he. Everyone calls him he, so I assume that's correct. Point being, as far as I'm aware, everyone has... Before he became the Let Me Solo Her guy, he also lost to Melania about 400 times. This guy went through a proper anime-style training arc to fight that lady. Which is, you know, I get it, perfectly fine, do that if you like, but oof. Not the sort of thing I'm interested in doing. I don't want to spend 30 hours streaming endless fights versus this one lady. I want to see if I can adapt my build and strategy effectively enough to beat her. She's vulnerable to bleed, I know that much. She can be bled. Trying to deal bleed damage to her is a pain on its own. At least it's a pain with my scythes. Let's try this. Oh, hello. No, you don't get to do that. The slashing attacks on the two-handed scythe have less range than they do by dual wielding them, but I would also be dealing not more damage certainly, but yeah, no, I'd be dealing less damage. But the attacks are diagonal, all of them, diagonal slashes. And diagonal slashes are much better for hitting enemies because you increase the size of your hitbox, or is it? Yeah, whatever you call it. You increase the size of your hitbox or damage area or whatever the fancy technical term is. Isn't there meant to be a crow here? Oh yeah, there it is. There's the crow. Following along with my thought process from just a minute ago, I'd be dealing extra damage, not extra damage, I'd be dealing less damage, but fucking hell, whatever. I tried this one because the countering was faster, and it was faster, but I lacked for damage. The only way for that to work would be an impaling thrust that also deals bleed build-up and scales off strength. I could potentially make a heavy cross-naggy, whatever you call it. But even if I did that, it still wouldn't be nearly enough. Nothing's possible to land, but even with the lance, it's barely effective. My damage wouldn't be enough. Percent max health damage was how I beat her the first time. No, the second time. No, actually it was both times. Every time I've beaten Melania, I've taken advantage of percent max health damage, not flat damage. And a tanky summon. First time I did it by bullying her into a corner. The second time I did it by locking down a very, very effective tank as my summon, and then taking advantage of her very, very large health pool to deal percent max health damage with Black Flame. I could adapt that, but I've already done that, so. Heavy 200 jumping attacks are how I've done everything this playthrough. But they're not working against Melania, so I need to think outside of the box. Besides, even heavy, these things only have a B scaling and strength. Maybe that's it. Ashes of War? No, they would only have a B scaling and dexterity too. Oh. Oh. The flat damage would be less impressive. If I reallocated my stats, I'd have a slightly lower B scaling and strength, but it would only be to the tune of about 30 less scaling at this level, when I've already almost hit the hard cap in strength. I take away, let's say, five levels, that's it, in health, and or just grind a lot. I reallocate these things into quality. Change up my stats. I would have B scaling in both of them. 40-40 on, which is the soft cap, on health and dexterity. See, on quality, it's slightly less, but it's negligible. Really, borderline no difference at this point. if I increase my dexterity as well, this could work. This could work. Not only that, it was 600 before per scythe. Now, with this minor change, I've got less scaling and strength, and it's, what's that, 600 minus 28, so 582, 72 per scythe. Without really any particularly good stats in dexterity. Okay. Quality over heavy. I mean, it's not like I'd be dealing less poise damage, and I could increase my flat damage almost exponentially. Soft cap is what, 40? I'm almost certain that the soft cap is 40 and the hard cap is 60. In that, and that's 12, and that's less than what I was doing. 581. How much would I need to go over 600? 50 in each. This only leaves me less strength and less health. It's less. I mean, there's no getting around that. It is less. And I have less health. And less mind. This would be higher, 45 in each, 612, but I'd be dealing less damage, but I'd have a lot less health, to the tune of nearly 300 health less, and 8 stamina less, which frankly is just fucking pathetic. Less health. Stamina, but if I go get Godfrey's Great Rune, I could mitigate that. And Radigan's Source Seal. I mean, I hugely want to do to use Radigan's Source Seal in the fight against Melania. Taking even more damage from her seems like a bell-end idea, so let's not go for that one yet. Whoa, what? That's well over 60. 600. That's what? 329, and if I add 5 more health, strength, 343. If I had 10 more strength and 5 more dex, 343 becomes 370, plus the same flat damage. Quality is a lot better. I've gone from 600 per scythe with the way I was before, to 652. That's certainly better. It also means I take more damage, which I'm not super jazzed about. I don't want to take more damage, but I also want to deal more damage. I would also rather not spend eternity grinding. I'm going to try this. I don't know. I don't expect it to work first time, but I would at least like to have the opportunity. What else is there? I do need a better summon if I'm going to fight her. The stream has gone for over an hour and a quarter now and nobody's tuned in, so I think I'm going to end it after this fight. Still, the quality seems to be a better idea than strength. Oh, wow, that's not bad. That was just a glancing blow. It was still better than what I was doing to her before. Expecting waterfowl any day now. Yep, there it is. Oh, and I can't take even one. Well, no, the first combo is the hardest to tank. It deals the most damage, and I was dumb and jumped at her when she was primed to do it. But that wasn't bad. That almost worked. I dealt more damage than ever before, and because it's quality, I can increase that even more by applying, what, lightning grease? And I've still not done the... I should probably mix my flask up a bit more too. Enhances dodge rolls. Oh, temporarily boosts fire attack. That would also be effective. If I temporarily boost fire attack and then equip fire grease, it would be less effective than what I'm currently... Well, it would be more effective if I had lightning. But even so, I can go and make fire grease. That's not a problem. I'd be increasing my flat damage output exponentially. It was what, 1,600 last time? Let's test this. 1,528. What? Oh no, because that was... Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, that wasn't smart. I was barely paying attention. I was looking at the numbers rather than looking at Melania. Still, this is okay. This is okay. I'm going to try that again. Hopefully this time with a bit more success. Godfrey's Great Rune, Godric's Great Rune, sorry, would increase my damage. Well, would give me 10 more stats in the areas I'm looking to have extra stats in. I say that's a solid 7% of her health per hit. Now let's assume she restores a decent amount as well, sure, but... Oh, for fuck's sake. She never stops attacking either, which is always a problem. I get a feel for how to fight her. This works. This is better than what I was doing before. I'm dealing more damage, and I can increase the amount of damage even further and lower the amount of damage I take. Also, since I'm dealing mostly flat damage, I could probably also do with infusing them with cold grease instead of fire or lightning. The other advantage that I can more or less see with Melania is that it's a tiny bit of an advantage. But but she usually backs off like that when I hit her with my front-facing combo. Oh, fucking hell, what? What the fuck? She goes for a grab attack and instantly jumps up. I didn't even damage her. She pulls that thing at random. It's just another one of her attacks. Once she drops below 65% health, I think that's the threshold, she'll pull that whenever. And since it's impossible to plan around an attack with borderline no build-up, I always have to keep a respectful distance and hope. Fuck you! And of course, if I keep a distance, she'll use her charging thrust. If I'm at mid-range, she'll pull that bullshit. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. I could barely survive that before when I had more health. No, it's still not complete. How much if I get more armor instead? Oh, I'm over heavy load now as well. This shit brings me heavy. Oh, versus slash damage, obviously. I need to improve that over anything else. Frostbite could work. Oh, fucking hell. It's a bit less without the cloak, but I also can take a bit more damage, which is nothing to sneeze at. There's also the other thing, which is this place. She doesn't like walking into here, you've got to wait for it, but if I can bait her into here, she has less room to move about, especially if I keep a wall behind me. She doesn't like to stun lock you against a wall like some other bosses. And if she's against a wall, backing off is harder. Fuck you. Of course, that only works if I have consistent and fast attacks, and I don't in this build. All my attacks take way too long, that's the other thing. She's faster than me, deals more damage than me, has more health than me. Even assuming I have time to heal, which, let's be blunt, I fucking don't. Even with my max health, I still have less health than her. That's before she starts healing. I have less damage than her. So much health. So much health regen. I mean, these guys aren't good for, you know, pissing her off like that. And there we go. Dead. Oh, not dead. I was expecting to die there, and I didn't. And best part, she barely regened half her health. Well, not half her health, but half the damage I dealt to her health. If I can keep her in here, the knights have an easier time keeping up with her. I can't keep her in here, of course, not in any way consistently. And fuck if she's not a pain in the arse if I decide to be dumb. Aha! Barely took a glancing blow from a waterfowl dance. Okay. Manageable. Let's let the knights do knighting things. Come on, guys. One of you hits her a bit more. There we are. Okay, that's phase 1 complete. On to phase 2. Now they're going to run into it. That one's going to get himself killed. Okay, I survived her ultimate waterfowl dance. My allies did not, and I'm rotted, so I'm fucked. Still though, that was closer than I've gotten before. Well, closer, but certainly decent. I'm still not certain that this weapon is the best choice though. Gravescythes are great with the amount of damage they deal, but what else is there? I mean, I was going for a really heavy bruiser strength build, but that utilised jumping two-handed attacks more than anything else as my main source of damage. Violently shaped. This one could be effective against her, maybe, but I'm not convinced. This one would raise my attack power by a bit. Who knows, maybe Godfrey's axe is actually the way to beat her, like with as I am right now. Still, it's not certain, nothing's certain, but hey, that's an idea. Gotta keep trying new things. Keep trying new things until I find something that works. That one before worked pretty well. If I'd had Frostbite Grease equipped instead of Ice to deal more damage in our first phase, or if my allies had had a bit more health for the second, would have been fine. I'd need Grave Glovewort 4, or Ghost Glovewort 7 and 8. I don't have Somber Smithing Stone 10s, or whatever you call them, Ancient Dragon Somber Smithing Stone. Bloodblade. This one's usable on small and medium swords. It's effective, but still not something I'd hugely want. And it wounds myself as well. This one robs the target of health and damage, which isn't bad. Even so, it's a stabbing attack and doesn't fit with anything I currently have. Lion's Claw is a possibility, but even so, nothing I can reliably use. Okay, first things first, I need some runes. Anything else to kill? Or do I just go back to the grind spot again? I think I've killed everything that needs killing in the game, apart from the final boss in Melania. I dislike fighting the final boss. Oh! I can increase my health regen from that church. There's also a weapon there. A weapon I will not be using, but still a weapon. And I believe there's an enemy in front of it, and since I'm here, might as well get some more runes from it. Oh good, it's a big hand. How very interesting. No one cares. Leaving now. I think also there's an ancient somber whatever stone up there. I'll go check. Horalu's Great Axe could be effective against her. It seems to have a very dynamic moveset for such a heavy weapon. Still. Oh no, it's a regular one. Shame. Either way, as I currently am, I don't have the damage. That's just an end of it. Frostbite Grease could potentially mitigate that. It would increase the damage she takes, but I think she would remove the build-up during her second phase. Oh! Since I like to push her into a corner anyway, and it would be effective, especially once she hits 65% health, and I need to keep my distance, especially if I had my knights with me. Hoarfrost Stomp would be less damage, but it would be frostbite build-up, which can't be a bad thing. This has got to be a church too, or something like one, so I'm going to go check that out as well. No, I'm not going to bother with Horalu's Great Axe, probably. I don't particularly believe it would give me more flat damage or more poise damage than what I currently have. Not to mention, I don't imagine its jumping attacks or anything to shout about, ironically enough, for such a shouty weapon. If I can find my way up there, there should be a church. The church should contain an item which increases my healing. Possibly. Or I'm entirely wrong. Who knows? The other question is, how do I get up there? That thing certainly looks like a church, but also it looks like I can't get up there, so whatever. Excuse me just a sec. What? Oh, that's odd. I think I just accidentally knocked the power cord out of my monitor, so I can't see. Hang on. Oi, you two, knock it off! Apologies to anyone who may watch this back. That was me shouting at the kittens to stop attacking my fucking Ethernet cable. My Afflictionist build last time didn't work out so well. I didn't manage to get past, what was it? When did I give up on my last streamed playthrough? The Afflictionist, the one I was using the rapiers to deal most of my damage with that one. Frozen Needle, the what was it? Lightning infused rapier. The other rapier. Yeah, I was using rapiers. Not lightning. What the fuck am I saying? I've forgotten how to speak, of having spoken for so long without very much to say at all. So, to recap, my last build that I tried and failed to play through the game on was the one which used... What did it use? Yes, the Antspur's Rapier and the Frozen Needle. And I had poison infused on the Antspur's Rapier. So I was essentially dealing poison, bleed, poison, Scarlet Rot, and the other one, Frostbite, to every enemy. But I didn't get to the end of the game because I came up against the Godskin duo and couldn't fight them because basically whittling down their health, as I did for other bosses, didn't work because I didn't have any raw damage enough to kill either of them quickly. Mostly I was just playing the long game, and since it wasn't one enemy who had a lot of health, but 4 enemies who all had a negligible amount of it, my Scarlet Rot and poison... Well, my Scarlet Rot was less effective. My poison... Well, poison was only ever really just a bit of extra damage for Scarlet Rot and Frostbite did heavy lifting. And Frostbite was also effective, but yeah, not that effective. I wasn't dealing nearly enough damage with my attacks, and my playthrough just sort of fizzled after that. So, what's next? This time, though, I've absolutely butchered most of the game. I beat Fire Giant first try. Godfrey was, well, first few times against Godfrey I got my ass kicked, but to be fair, the first few times against Godfrey I was barely trying, and I wasn't even going in full health or really full attention. I'm still thinking about Melania. How do I deal with her? Got the quality weapons now. I should probably go and grind another 30 levels, give me plus 10 in health, plus 10 in stamina, and plus 5 in each of them would bring me to 40. So what would it be? 50, 50 and 50 in each of them. Another 30 levels, 161, would be enough for me to hit 50 in each of them, which is midway between the soft cap and the hard cap. Possibly enough extra stats in the areas that matter for me to actually finally kill her. But that's a possibility, not a certainty. I'm looking for something with a bit more, and after that, of course, I would be able to use Godfrey's Great Rune, which would be the equivalent of another 20 levels on top of that, which would bring me almost to 55 in each of those categories. And 60 strength if I used Radahn's Seal, Star Scourge's Talisman, whatever you call it. It wouldn't be the worst idea, but it certainly would be a pretty long slog of a fight. Of a grind, I mean, to get myself all the way up to that as a level. I get what? 1 level every 3 times I go through that place. I assume after about 10 levels it would take me 5. And after another 10 levels it would probably take me about 7. Which is 15 times 30 basically. Total. No, not total. 7, 5, 3, 15, yeah, 15 times 10, so 150. I'd have to go through it roughly 150 times. Which wouldn't be fun, but certainly makes more sense than fighting Melania 150 times on the off chance I get lucky once. I don't want to beat her because I got lucky once. I want to beat her because I outplayed her. Mimic Tear is also a possibility, especially if I buff my stats to that level. If I increase my stats that much, then summon someone with the same rough stats as me, and the same weapons, and the same grease, which ideally would probably be Frostbite. We'd be proccing the damage, and once she's frostbitten, she'd take even more physical damage. I can roughly dodge Melania, and with just one enemy to hit, one ally of mine, I mean, to hit, she would regen less health with careless attacks. Basically just my ally standing in the way of her gigantic sword, which always attacks in an arc around her. So with one Mimic Tear, plus one heavy... no, plus my Frostbite, plus the damage I'm already dealing, plus an additional, what would it be? And that's roughly 20 plus 30, so it would be plus an extra 50 levels when all is said and done. 30 from grinding and 20 from Godric's Seal. Rune, Godric Great Rune, that's it. I mean, I could get an additional 20 on top of that, which would essentially give me 40 levels with the Great Rune and the Scar Steel. Could I have that? Would that work? No, I would still take way too much damage. Oh, what I could do if I had that much stamina would be to, because it wouldn't use jumping attacks, I could summon Mimic Tear straight away with heavier armor and ideally some sort of a weapon, not weapon, some sort of other rune than the Talons one. And that would be better. I would deal... oh, great, it's you, another one. Hi. Are you gonna do some bullshit now? Probably. Yeah, you still deal a fuckload of damage. Because you're incapable of doing anything else, aren't you? What the fuck? There's two of them now. Oh, fuck you. Oh, fucking hell! I was still on the floor! There's two of these things. What the fuck? This guy has a Mimic Tear? Tear. Is it Tear or Tear? I think it's written the same way. Oh, who fucking cares? Anyway, after that strange fight as a tangent, I think I'm getting closer to an idea. Yes. If I swap about the oh, for fuck's sake! I was sure I dodged that. Well, that's most of your health gone. One quick lap around to make you fuckers stop being together. Assuming one of you doesn't despawn when I'm halfway around the fucking tree. Oh, they won't, will they? That would be way too helpful. I don't think his spawning's on a timer, is it? It's probably not. Oh, fuck you! Fuck, fuck, fuck! He'd already started that bullshit again. One jumping attack, that's all I would need. Oh, no it's not. One jumping attack and one R1, that's all I will need. And now you're both dead. Or is it just the one of you? Oh, who fucking cares? Enemy felled. Crimson Bubble Tear and Crystal Tear. I mean, it says tears. What the fuck is crying? Everything in this game seems to be crying. But I have no fucking clue what I'm meant to do now. What was I doing? What was I doing? I've completely lost track, and I've been streaming for nearly 2 hours and no one's tuned in. I should probably knock it off now. Still, this is quite fun. Gradually building myself up to take on the biggest boss in the game. It's actually quite enjoyable. First time I just fought her about 1,000 times until I won once. Second time I was using a build that was annoyingly overpowered. I mean annoyingly overpowered not because like it was effective, but it was annoying because I'd been recommended it by the people on my stream, not because I'd actually had any luck with the game. Yeah. This time I'm going to win this one based on my own strategy. I'm going to outthink Melania. Not fight her 150,000 times and hope that I win once. I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to wow, this thing is piss weak at this level. What the fuck? He just like walked through all of my allies. He didn't jump over them, he walked through them. How the fuck is that fair? Oh, for fuck's sake, you've got to be... What the fuck? Oh great, the ground was on fire again. God, I hate it when they set the ground on fire. You get knocked on your ass and then take continuous damage while you can't stand up. What the? Oh, stop moving your fucking head! The worst part is, this fucker's a better dragon fight than the dragons. Apart from the fact that he's got that bullshit crouched body position like the gargoyles, which just makes all of the fight worse. Christ. I hate bosses that you have to stand under to fight. That's why I have this build, which I do, which, incidentally, is why Melania is such an annoyance as well. For fuck's sake, piss off! Oh, for fuck's sake, how can I dodge something every time he moves the camera jerks halfway across the screen? I can't heal because he attacks too quickly, and I have no fucking clue where I'm standing half the time because my... What can I... if I aggro on... lock onto his head, my camera flails about. But I'm meant to attack his head. That's where you deal the most damage. So I guess I have to lock onto his fucking torso and just deal with the fact that I'm going to damage him less. This boss. And of course I'll have to stand fucking beneath him and attack his fucking crotch instead of actually hitting the guy, because of course even this thing has to be the size of a fucking moon. Yeah. Gonna do that. And of course, I have no stamina left. And even more enjoyably, I have no stamina left. I'm standing underneath him. Because it costs nearly all my stamina to get into the position I have to be in to damage the fucker. And that position happens to be right under the guy. Because he's huge. No neutral game. I am underneath him. Without range, there is no neutral game for melee users in this game. Oh, for fuck's sake, stop jumping! Fuck. Yeah, fuck you, mate. You know what, I'm probably just gonna summon some stuff now. This boss is not well designed enough for me to actually want to fight it. Even then, I seem to be the one dealing most of the damage. Yep. There they all go. And they're all dead. And I'm gonna follow suit pretty soon, aren't I? There we are. You're dead. That was an entirely unenjoyable fight, and now it's over. Still, that was a lot of runes. A lot of runes is good. The other thing I don't get is that boss's weapon is over here. In fact, I'm going to go pick it up for no other reason other than I want to. What the fuck? What is that? Looks like something just exploded. Oh, that'll be it. Oh yeah, there you are. Okay, so you fuckers are gonna keep spawning even though I've killed the Deathrite bird. Oh great. What is summoning you? Can I kill it? Is there a Tibia Mariner nearby? Oh yeah, there it is. I want to kill you, not because I actually give a fuck, just because you will not shut up. I know I'm not the one who is allowed to talk about annoying noises. Yeah, health and steeple. Oh no, it wasn't that. Well, where is Death Poker? Was that from the other Deathrite bird? Is there another Deathrite? Yeah, there is another Deathrite bird. Oh, I know this place. This is where you can snipe this guy. But I might try it. And then he'll come up here and you can fight him in an area where you can actually move about. Oh, Black Bow, might as well, now that I have something vaguely resembling health, which of course just puts me across to heavy load. Hello. Oh, I don't have any health to fight you with, do I? Great. And I forgot to equip my other scythe. And now you have an ally to help you because that fucker exists. Yeah, whatever. Well, that one's dealt with. Hooray. Supposedly that thing's like one of the hardest enemies in the game. It's not. It's a reskin of an enemy you fought in the fucking first area. Yes, it has a lot of annoying attacks, but for fuck's sake. It's mostly just annoying because you have to fight it in the middle of the fucking ramparts. There's nowhere to dodge. And it can teleport behind you. If you can fight it up here, it's not that difficult to deal with. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Yeah, it's basically just grinding now. Should I grind by killing things, or should I grind from the grind spot? Probably the grind spot will be faster. Huh. What's this shit about? I mean, that's the Lake of Rot. That's Ainsel River. The fuck is this? And this. That's Ainsel River with all the ants. This is Deep Root Depths. I mean, I know this place, you unlock it from... Oh, if I just, like, not... Oh yeah, I haven't gotten this shot. Maybe it'll undo itself, but I don't know. I might as well try, because now I'm curious. Is there anything there? I don't think there's anything there. Certainly not Nocron, that's on the other side of it. Of course I could also go for the dragon route, but no, I'm not interested in that, really. Yeah, dude, I don't care. Decaying Dragon Exys. Exikes? Fuck, that's a dumb name. Sounds like the sort of name that idiot on the one of those idiots on the In-Betweeners would give their kid. Exikes. Okay, so yeah, that area's gone now. Leonia and... Oh right, this was the underground area of, it's not just the Lake of Rot, also Radigan? Rykard, that's the word. Oh no, I'm wrong, Ainsel River's up here. This is just a fucking... I don't know what this stuff is. Probably just an indicator. Any hoot, I'm probably going to end the stream here because I'm now officially out of things to kill apart from Melania and the final boss, and I don't particularly care about killing the final boss before I've fought Melania properly. Which gives me grinding and finishing off Godric's Great Rune. And getting the Mimic Tear and leveling that up. So, get 30 more levels from this place. Well, get everything up to 50, so that's, yeah, 30 more levels. Then it would be 55 from the Mimic Tear. Not the Mimic Tear, the I was going to Source Seal, 55 and everything, then 60 and everything from the Great Rune. And that would be 60 and everything But I take a little extra damage, but whatever, that's fine. I can deal with that. What I can't deal with is this. And then Frostbite, Grease, the Mimic Tear, and that should be enough. Tear. Again, I'm a moron. I have to stop saying tear when I mean tear. So yeah, this is where I should start my next stream. Wish someone had shown up. This would have been a much more enjoyable thing if I'd had someone to chat with. I mean, it's not been a bad stream, honestly. I've made some good progress and I am enjoying the slow build up to fighting Melania and actually having a shot. I will beat the Goddess of Rot in a fair fight. Well, maybe not a fair fight, but a decently fair fight. It will not be a I got lucky this time. It will not be I fought her using someone else's strategy. This thing, the twin scythes, jumping 2 anti-attacks, this is my thing. This is what I've been doing all fucking game. Shabriri's Woe as well. Do I have that? No, but I can find it. I can find where to get Shabriri's Woe. And after that, Shabriri's on Mimic Tear, Radigan Saw Seal on me. Saw Seal. So that Melania is more focused on the Mimic Tear until I deal a lot of damage to her, at which point she'll aggro onto me until the Mimic Tear attacks her, so on, and so forth. After that, oh, hang on. Sleep pots. That's all I can craft. I don't particularly want to spend ages going around getting the frostbite pots. You know what else? I can probably reallocate my stats twice more now. I do have that great sword, which can clear this area with 1 Ash of War, assuming I have correctly allocated my faith. If I increase my faith a lot, I can increase my farming speed. Fuck's sake. The faster I farm, the more efficiently I farm, the better my luck will be. Well, the better time I'll have during the farming. Sorry, my brain went to luck because I was also thinking of the TFT fight. My mind tends to wander when I don't have people to talk to on stream. Fucking hellfire. Well, that was unfortunate, so well. And with that anticlimax, I think I shall now end the stream here.